Hi, Argos. Back again for another episode of Inside Argos. It's been a few weeks since we've been here.
Yep.
Joe's back with me again. We like that.
Hey, trying to get out of my chair after retirement. It's been kind of difficult.
What was before retirement?
Ouch.
So, anyways, we've had some things going on we want to hit on this week. I guess the big thing we're going to talk about today, Joe, is this week they had the NDOT public hearing at the school for the US31 corridor project. Some of you know and some of you may not, the state is looking at putting an interchange at State Road 10 and US31. And that's the one that mainly impacts us interchange-wise.
But, yeah. The possibility of closing some roads on down the road on 31.
Some talk and some preference. They had last night, or at that meeting, they had three different proposals on what they would do at the county roads in between there. So the town is working with the county, trying to come up with what we believe is right to present back to NDOT. Hopefully we'll come up with a happy medium somewhere and be able to make most happy. But back to the interchange, actually. If you have seen them, that's great. If not, if you go to the Town of Argos website, www.townofargos.com, on the main page, there is the presentation. You can click on it, and you can look at that presentation. And you'll see anything from what they call a single-point urban interchange, where the ramps run right along 31, to some teardrop designs. You'll actually see State Road 10 run north of the McDonald's and go up over 31. So many different ideas. And the one thing you probably have noticed seeing those that I noticed, somebody likes roundabouts.
Yeah, there's roundabouts going up everywhere. And that was one of the proposals there. They have a roundabout right there in front of about where the park interchange is.
One of those had that. One of them had it to the west of there by the Dollar General. So
yep.
I think regardless of what they end up doing, we will see 1, 2, 3 roundabouts somewhere. 4 maybe. We'll get there. But the hopes in sitting through that meeting, safety was the biggest issue. As most of us know, there's been some pretty serious accidents there. So that's going to be their biggest factor on what they try to choose is what's safest for all. Obviously, in my role, I try to look at what ground they are taking because we look at future commercial development.
Yep.
So we try to keep our eyes on that.
And public land. I mean, you have
there is some public.
Yeah, the park have some land there. They might be interested in.
The park takeaways. That's probably the town's first priority is looking through that. But in general, we're hoping that solves some of the issues at 10 and 31. We hate to hear those accidents come in and hoping that it's not a loved one.
Every night that you seem like the sirens are always going off.
They are. So, but as we said, that presentation is on there. Take a look at it. This process is kind of in the middle, so it's not near being done yet. There'll be more public hearings that they'll have if you have.
And don't be afraid to show up to those public hearings. They're open to the public. Come and express your opinions. Express your concerns that you have.
Yes, because some issues
they want to listen. They want to hear it.
Yep. If they don't know the issues there, and we can't tell them everything as a town. We don't see everything and what people are thinking. So that's the best. What else you got today? How's lacrosse going?
Lacrosse has been wonderful so far. Got 24 kids. It's the most we've had in about 3 years, and they're a bunch of workers.
That's great.
Bunch of workers working hard.
When's
I love
the first game?
The 19th, next week.
19th of March. At home?
It is away. South Bend Adams.
Okay.
That's the only time they could play
us. What's your first home game?
The first home game is 2 weeks after that.
Okay, we'll have to try to keep that on the schedule.
Yeah, we'll try to get the schedule posted.
One, so
okay. Come out, watch them. It's a blast. It's a fun sport to watch. A lot of physicality. Kids are hitting each other with sticks. I mean, who doesn't want to watch that?
That's great.
So it's a great time.
If lacrosse is going on, we're going to have girls softball starting.
Yes, girls softball, Phil
for
Dean.
school, and then we're going to have youth league soccer. That'll be starting.
Yeah, AYS.
So sporting wise, we're going to have a lot of stuff going on.
It's springtime, so
and that's one of the great seasons.
It is.
One of the great times of year.
It's huge.
Well, good. As we're sitting here talking, Joe and I are looking out the window, and we're seeing work happening across the street.
Yep.
Looks like they're digging up a parking lot. They're going to put a convenience store in there.
Convenience store / gas station.
Yep.
And Yeah, I mean, it's moving right along. The town's already got the water tap done for them, so they're just waiting now.
Yes, it is. So, some exciting news
Go.
coming up. I was sitting in this room this morning talking to Channel 22.
Oh,
We did our press release on the new app that's out. So if you haven't downloaded the Discover Argus app, please go to your iPhone store or the Android store and look under Discover Argus and download that app to keep up to date on everything
it's
going
free.
on.
It's free of charge.
Free app, nothing there. It'll keep you up to date with our events and items coming up. So speaking of events, they did have a meeting this last week, the Elevate Argus group. So they finalized some more events. So they'll be releasing those here shortly.
Great.
Time's going fast. It won't be long, and we'll be standing downtown at a TGIF.
Yes, and the Summer Kickoff Festival.
And the summer kickoffs right after that. One thing they are starting this year that I will release, I believe they're doing it the last Saturday of the month, May through September, I think they said. They're trying to do a downtown music event.
Ooh, very nice.
So Saturday, the 31st of May will be the first one. So they'll have a group come in, believe it's from 6 to 8. And they will have that at downtown at the square. I think the thought process is come out and get some food at one local restaurant, and you can sit down there. Now, I don't have this 100% yet that this is going to happen but what I'm hearing, and I'm not always the first to know, not always the last, that we'll have to get with the park board, but that they will allow you to bring alcohol.
Oh,
They won't sell it, but they'll allow you to bring it in. So they're just trying some new things, trying to get that space used and trying to get some new events. But that brings up another great point. We have so few that work on this stuff. I mean, that's a committee of probably 6 or 7.
And they are so busy all the time.
And by all means, I know people are busy and you can't help. But if you have any ideas at all of something you'd like to see, something different, reach out. You can send me an email. My email's on our website. You could call the office, 574-892-5717. Just try to, if you're worried about, well, I don't want to know who submitted it, I think there's a submit form on the website you can submit where you're anonymous. And your idea might be anything from something in the park to something downtown. It doesn't matter. We look at all things. It's just hard to, that Sled the Hill event that the firemen have been holding, that was just kind of something that came out of the blue.
Yep. And in the water slide. They hook up a water line to the park and they run it all the way out there. And they slide down with the water down the hill.
The hill. Yep.
So
sorry, I said sled, and it's slide.
It's slide.
That's where you were confused, and I get that. But those type of things, the more events we get, the more community involvement we get, I think the happier that I will feel and we all will feel because of things going on. So, we've done pretty well in our events. Like I said, I think the next one you're going to see is going to be a community park. They moved it. Will be the Easter egg hunt.
Yes. The
19th of April. So I know we hit on that the last show, and that's fine. We get that out there for those that watch this. So we appreciate that. We try to grow the fan base, and it's just a fun time for Joe and I to get in here and talk about different items we got going on. So speaking of community park, as we know, they acquired some property. We're in the planning stages, some of what's going to be going on out there.
Yeah, hopefully a dog park.
It could be. And that'll bring up the point I was getting at. Eventually, you're going to see probably released on our app, on our website, will be some type of survey so the park board can kind of look into what people thinks the needs are and what they would like to see.
Yep.
Fill
them out. That's how the park was originally designed, was from people's feedback.
As we just talked, like the Elevate group with coming up with events, the park board's the same way. You've got volunteers on this board that come to meetings once a month and do work in the meantime, but they can't come up with everything going on. You just need that outside voice sometimes to let you know what's happening.
Yeah. Stay involved.
It's best for everybody.
Yep.
So you got anything else today?
That's all I got for today.
Okay. It's kind of a short and sweet one, but hopefully we hit enough information, and we'll see you here in a week or two. Until next time, I'm Mark Vanderwill with
Joe Stone.